Thank you for joining us on Republic TV. It's 5:30 p.m. And on Versus, ladies and gentlemen, the show's called Versus each evening at 5:30 p.m. We look at the recent paper leak controversy, and a fallout of the paper leak controversy has been the opposition picking up this issue of NEET. M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, now feels that it's time to abolish NEET. In fact, it's not a new demand. It's been a long-standing demand of his party that there is no need for the NEET examination. M.K. Stalin has used this paper leak issue to escalate the debate. He wants a full-fledged debate in Parliament. The INDI Bloc is asking for it, but they're not allowing a debate in the first place. Now, at the end of it, the ones who lose out eventually are the students, ladies and gentlemen. In India today, if 1 million students apply for the NEET examination, just around 50 to 60,000 of them are chosen. And the cost of medical education in private institutions can range anywhere between 50 lakhs to 5 crore rupees. And that's the reality. So is scrapping NEET the solution that the opposition feels is the way out? Or is a debate the permanent and only solution for the students of India and to improve India's medical infrastructure and the medical setup in India? There needs to be a larger debate. Here's where we stand today amid the paper leak. There is a demand by M.K. Stalin has written to about 8 chief ministers asking for their support in scrapping NEET. Here's the story and then the face-off.
Nationwide uproar on the streets. In Delhi, ruckus and disruption in Parliament.
मैं पीड़ित हूं, मैं अचंभित हूं। भारतीय संसदीय परंपरा इतनी गिर जाएगी कि प्रतिपक्ष के नेता वेल में आएंगे, डिप्टी लीडर वेल में आएंगे।
In Tamil Nadu, the Assembly has passed a resolution against the NEET exam. Not just that, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi and 8 chief ministers to skip the medical entrance exam NEET. The opposition is riding on the anger of the students.
ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो युवाओं की आवाज़ नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं और युवाओं की जो तकलीफ है उसको सुनने को तैयार नहीं है। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जिनको जब नीट की पूरी कार्रवाई सामने आई थी, नीट के बच्चों ने आकर कहा था किस तरीके से 67 टॉपर्स बन जाते हैं, किस तरीके से ग्रेस मार्क्स अलॉट कर दिए जाते हैं। वो अपनी लड़ाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट में लड़ते हैं क्योंकि एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर के पास समय नहीं है अपनी राजनीति से। क्या ये बेहद शर्मनाक नहीं है कि आज देश के युवा संसद की तरफ देख रहे हैं कि हमारे सांसद इस बात को उठाएंगे कि हमारी क्या तकलीफें हैं? ये सिर्फ युवाओं की बात नहीं है, देश के फ्यूचर की बात है और वो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं।
The government says that it is ready for a discussion.
उन्होंने कहा जब राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने अभिभाषण में खुद ही जिस प्रसंग पे कांग्रेस उठा रही है उस पे खुद राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने ओर से उल्लेख किया, हाँ देयर आर सम चैलेंजेस, वी हैव टू लुक इनटू दैट, वी हैव टू इरेडिकेट ऑल दिस प्रॉब्लम्स। ये आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण में अभी की इस नीट परीक्षा के बारे में उल्लेख किया।
CBI has intensified its probe in the case, with multiple accused getting arrested from Hazirabad, Latur, and Patna. Banning the NEET exam will only benefit the private organizations. Why use students for political gains?
Joining on Versus this evening, Siddharth Yadav of the BJP. Siddharth Yadav of the BJP versus Kapil Madan, who leans towards the Congress party. So let's begin the face-off. Siddharth Yadav, will you want to begin by acknowledging that there is primarily a problem with the way NEET is structured today? And the reason I'm asking you that question, Let's look at the reality, okay? And these are some of the facts as we know it this evening. The entire country is watching what is unfolding in front of us. Point number one, papers are routinely leaked. It's not something new, it's been happening for some time. Point number two, incorrect results being released. Several aspirants have also committed suicide in the past. It's a fact. Point number three, look at the recent example. 67 students get perfect scores against the average of 2 or 3 per year. That's an anomaly. Point number four, grace marks awarded to almost about 1,500 students. Reasons appear to be non-transparent, or that's the allegation. Now, the net result of all of this is there is a loss of trust in the NTA. Of course, an investigation is on, arrests are being made. But primarily, would you want to start by saying there is a problem with NEET? Siddharth Yadav.
What I wish to address is that there is a problem with how the examinations in this country were conducted, and definitely there is a requirement for any government, any institution to always keep a check that no examination in this country gets leaked or is compromised. We have seen a long history before even the NTA was introduced, and when all departments and all ministries and everybody used to conduct their own examination for different students, we have seen a series of exams being leaked for over a long period of time. And no action was even taken on that. And that is when a demand for a central agency was even brought about, that there should be one agency, a government agency, which conducts the examination for all such students who are from different streams, which can be streamlined, and we can keep a check and balance in the first place. Now, there is no denial that what has happened in NEET, the government has acknowledged that whatever has happened, strictest of action have to be taken. And we are also seeing that you have been reporting about the same. So many arrests have been happening throughout the country, from north to south, from east to west. The CBI has been handling it. The inquiry is in place. The action has been taken on the NTA itself, and we are committed that whatever leak happened or whatever the compromise was, that has to be fixed. Not just for this, the accountability has to be set up, but we also have to have a mechanism for the future course to happen. But my question is for the opposition as well. When such things happened in Rajasthan, one state where maximum paper leaks happened under the Congress rule, the REIT happened, about the stories of which all of us have heard of. So many students committed suicide, and so many students were affected. No uproar was there. Now the question to the opposition is, we are welcoming your positive criticism.
Siddharth Yadav,
go ahead, come out and talk on a consensus for the students. But if you just want a bawal, if you say that we'll have no discussion in the session, we'll have nothing, that I think is not taken. Yes, please.
Siddharth, 1 minute. Siddharth, 1 second. See, I'm happy to note that you acknowledge that at least there is a problem. I'm happy to hear that you acknowledge there's a problem. But my problem is you start talking about Rajasthan and talk about Rajasthan where leaks have happened the most. Okay, I'm saying yes, there was a problem in Rajasthan, and yes, you must fix the problem in Rajasthan because your government is in Rajasthan, right? Right now, you should fix the problem, and I'm sure you will address that problem. That's not the issue at hand. That's not the issue at hand. It's like, how yesterday, it was last morning, right, when the T1 roof collapsed. Instead of saying, yes, the roof collapsed, there is a problem, we are investigating. But we would also like to clarify that it happened, that was inaugurated during the UPA rule, and that was not the exact portion of the terminal that was inaugurated by the Prime Minister. You directly went and said, no, it was UPA time. Please, let's come to the subject because it involves over 1 million students. And my question now is to Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, you're asking for a debate on NEET. The government is not saying, no, we will not have a debate on NEET. I'll tell you what the government has said. The government has said, we will allow a fair and free discussion. And yes, there must be a free and fair discussion. But they're only saying it has to be held within a certain decorum in Parliament. They're not saying no to the debate. So what's the problem? Why don't the opposition leaders behave themselves in Parliament if they are serious on the NEET issue?
Now, Madhav, I heard very patiently to my good friend Siddharth here, and in his entire narrative, what I could see was there was more of concealment rather than he wanted to truthfully acknowledge something. What Siddharth has done mischievously, I must say so, is that he has concealed the fact that there is a connection of an NDA ally, a person namely Bedi Naam. There is a video wherein he is acknowledging how how he can do a paper leak. And the fact remains, he is not told your viewers, it is not a suo motu investigation done by CBI. It is only after a petitioner, a student who has went to the Honorable Supreme Court, and pursuant to Supreme Court's order, there is a CBI investigation. Let me also, tell you in contrast, it takes them few hours to register suo motu cases against leaders of the opposition. And I would say that with responsibility, they, without evidence, arrest people. Recently, what Bombay High Court has said in Hemant Soren's case. Now, what stopped them in so far as this NEET is concerned to register a suo motu case without the intervention of the Supreme Court? And what stopped them from arresting this gentleman called Bedi Ram, who happens to be an NDA ally? He will not tell your, viewers this. And that's precisely the reason you have opposition where the opposition is trying to highlight how the government is trying to brush this issue under the carpet. They are not, coming up with facts. They are not doing enough for the students. Now, I'll let me just, give you another perspective, for our viewers to think about it. Now, it's all right. You have taken, post facto, these arrests, etc. You've been arrested. Now, what was your measures in place to ensure that these kind of leakages, doesn't take place? What was the measures? And if there were measures, who has, failed in ensuring that, these measures were in place? Now, there is no clarity on it. You can't simply, play with the future of, entire generation who have, dreamt of, clearing the entrance of this medical examination. And they, from the age of 14, 15, they start preparing for these kind of exams and they wait. And in fact, I was, terribly pained to note, I was reading one of the interview given by one of the students who postponed his surgery because he wanted to give NEET exam. Do you have any kind of an answer to come here and say, no, we will not have debate like this. We will not have debate now. We will have debate later. Come on. It's the issue that affects the youth of this country. You can't simply brush away, these kind of issue. If you are really clean, the first agenda that you should have is because you are exposed.
See,
the government is exposed.
Okay, Kapil.
The first thing that they should be doing is to have an open debate on this.
Kapil, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Kapil, that there is a need for an open debate, and without an open debate in Parliament, there can be no permanent solution. Now, let me also tell you, Kapil, that the government, and you spoke about instances where students are, of course, they're extremely anxious, and I understand, because even I have given competitive exams at some stage of my life, right? So I completely understand with you. But let me also tell you, Kapil, the government has said today that the new dates will be announced by Monday or Tuesday, which means it's going to happen. It is going to happen, right? It's not like it's put off completely, but there are questions, and I too have questions. Siddharth Yadav, let's look at the facts, right? Instead of politicizing, because it's easy for you to say the opposition is hijacking it, is using students, and it's easy for Kapil Madan to say that you're responsible, you failed, etc. Though partly, both of you may have valid points at some stage. But look at what Stalin has said in his letter. Stalin has said, point number 1, issues such as question paper leaks, which has happened. He says clustering of toppers at specific centers and the award of marks, which is happening, which are mathematically impossible under the guise of grace marks, which has happened. Highlight the pitfalls of the current union government's centralization. Is he factually incorrect completely? He's got a point somewhere, right? You have to listen to him. He's written to the Prime Minister. You can't say that opposition chief ministers don't matter. Because he also has a point that the poorest of the poor will always be the ones who lose out in an examination like this. Siddharth.
No, first of all, I'll just quickly respond to my friend from Congress. He was saying that I've been trying to do something mischievously and I'm trying to conceal something. There is nothing mischievously that I've been trying to do. Had I wanted to do politics, I would have definitely addressed who was arrested, who booked room for whom, who's RJD ministers, leaders, PA. I have not gone into that. The arrests are happening because this is a students, this is a country's youth issues which is beyond partisan politics, and I expect the same from you. I did not name any political leader. I did not name any political party. Be the person who is responsible for this from any political party, either from the NDA, from the BJP, from the RJD, from the Congress, anywhere. It does not matter. The investigation has to be same for everybody and the action has to be taken. This is point number one. Point number two, you said at the best you should do a discussion. Who stopped you to do a discussion? What the youth of this country and your viewers should know is, when the discussion was proposed in the parliament, the speaker only said that the Business Advisory Committee had agreed to respond to the president's address. When the president's address remarks have to be given, the opposition has given ample time. Rahul Gandhi could have taken all the time he wanted and only spoken about NEET because the president herself spoke about NEET. So you could have taken 1 hour and spoke about that. But the people who do not want discussions would never resort to such things. They only want bawal, they do not want sawal. Now point number 3, what you are asking about MK Stalin. Definitely opposition CMs matter, but I wish to remind all your viewers, this is not the first time that MK Stalin has raised the issue of not participating in NEET. This is not something which has happened after the NEET paper leak incident and the reports have come out. The Tamil Nadu government led by MK Stalin has been demanding this for different reasons altogether. Definitely the language of the letter has changed today and now he will cite reasons of this particular case that has happened, but on what regional issues that he wished to address, what are the issues and who he wishes to promote is best known. Why was he raising the same issue 3 years back, 2 years back? There was no paper leak of NEET then. So when this is motivated by your different issues, but you try to play upon the student's future or some incident that has happened, which is most unfortunate.
No, one second. You're arguing. Yeah, one second. No. Now 1 minute. He has not 1 minute. He's been raising it over the years because he feels that this is an issue that has been ongoing, and this is an issue that's been ongoing, right? It's not just now that there are questions raised over NEET. What are you saying, Siddharth? It's not the first time. And he's been raising this issue again and again. And his point is that it should be, he says it should be based on school education system's role in determining the criteria that should become the focus for professional course selection. He has said that over the years. And
no,
you can't say that you can't say that, you know, that the central government is not responsible for this or not answerable for this because it comes, I mean, you've been in power for 10 years, right? So you are answerable for the system, right? You are.
No, it's what you say. This is absolutely different. Nobody is saying we are not answerable. Nobody is saying this will not be responded to. But what I'm trying to explain you is when he says that this should happen on the 12th marks, the results of the 12th standard for all the students, this is not an out of the world solution that he's bringing. This is how it used to happen before NEET happened. Now his contentions are absolutely different. The letter he wrote 2 years back, there was no mention of a NEET paper leak because there was no paper leak. But why was he demanding the same thing then? Because he says that we have a lot of aspirants for medical seats in Tamil Nadu. We are not getting the proportionate seats. It's a regional issue. We are paying more taxes. The reasons were altogether very different. And that is why what I wish to point out today is even opposition should not find this an opportunity to play around with politics. We should come together. This is one thing when all sides should come together and come up with solutions. You can just, it's very easy to cite problems, but what about solutions? We are hellbent to give a solution to this. We are hellbent, we are determined that no such paper leak will happen in the future, and whatever accountability has to be set for the current case will be done so.
Yeah. And why is the opposition, let me ask you, Kapil, it's fine to demand, to make these demands, right? But why is the opposition not allowing a debate? If you are serious about students, right, Why are you not allowing a debate?
Now
You
this
came up with this theory of
entire-
conspiracy by saying that Rahul Gandhi's mic. 1 minute. Yeah, it was the Congress party and the INDI Bloc which came up with this conspiracy that Rahul Gandhi's mic was muted when it was not. Right? You create a conspiracy and then you create that conspiracy to ensure that there is chaos in Parliament, while you yourself have not allowed a debate. There was a time when opposition and governments would come to a decent agreement and allow debates.
Let me respond. I'll make very quick response. My response number one is to Siddharth, and I would like to thank Siddharth here because he himself has exposed his own BJP government, and he has done it very, very transparently. Wherein he says in the president address, president has spoken about NEET. Now, if the debate was happening on the president address, and if the president has herself spoken about NEET, then where is the issue? If someone is, talking and raising the issue of NEET, which president herself has taken, this entire bogey that, you cannot do it while, you can only debate on the president address. It's completely, bogus. He has exposed his own government. That's point number one. Point number two.
Nobody said that the issue was you were demanding an adjournment of the business. That was the issue. Nobody said you can't speak about it.
I get your anxiety, Siddharth, but please hold on. I never interrupted you. Please hold on. My point number two, Niranjan, is the fact is on camera it was seen that mics were off. The honorable speaker has not said that the mics didn't got off. What he said was he does not control mic. There is someone else. He was implying that there is someone else who's is control and in charge of mic. Can you on record say here on channel to your viewers that the mic were not switched off? Can you say this, yes or no? Because if you cannot say this, then
but the speaker doesn't control the mic, yaar. Come on, Kapil, yaar.
Niranjan,
Kapil, 1 second. Kapil, come on. The speaker doesn't have a console.
The speaker doesn't do that, but there are technicians.
No. The speaker does not.
Niranjan,
can you imagine the chaos with the mics of all parliamentarians?
Was the mic muted? Yes
okay,
or
1 second.
Yes or no?
You're diverting from the issue of NEET. We want a debate on NEET, a discussion on NEET, right? Kapil, wait. I have a counter to Siddharth.
No.
I have a counter to Siddharth. Wait, I'm losing time. I have to ask him a very important question.
What you're saying?
No, listen. Kapil, because he said something, I have to counter him. He said something factually, I'll counter him. Kapil, you will also appreciate my question. You will appreciate my question. No, you will appreciate my question. 1 minute.
No, you please tell me.
Mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't do that, yaar. It's a very trivial issue. Again, you're wasting time on this conspiracy theory here.
It was never the case that the speaker has muted.
The mic was muted. The mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't control the mic.
Mic was muted.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to mute your mic now, yaar. Hold on. I'm going to mute your mic because I can control your mic. Hold on. Kapil, hold on. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Siddharth, can you hear me? Siddharth, 1 second. Hold on. Siddharth, can you hear me? The mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't control the mic. Okay, 1 minute. Siddharth, can you hear me? Mute your mic now, yaar. Hold on. I'm going to mute your mic because I can control your mic. Hold on. I'm trying to see if Siddharth can hear me. I think there's some. Okay, he's not getting my audio. Kapil, but I want to end by making one point. Because Siddharth just said at the beginning, just a few minutes back, he spoke about Stalin and his previous letters. But I'm just going through his letter from 2023. I have that with me where Siddharth has contradicted himself, right? Stalin has said, and I quote, in 2023, okay, listen, there is a little bit of a delay and there's something wrong with your audio line. I'll just fix that. But Stalin had said in 2023, NEET-based selection process favors urban students and those who can afford costly coaching classes and hence is inherently against the poor and underprivileged. And he says the outcome of school education rather than a separate entrance exam, which is an unwanted additional stress on students. And he refers to suicides and he says these tragedies could have definitely been avoided if our bill for exemption from NEET has been given assent to. Right? Even in 2023, he spoke about the coaching centers. Our coaching center linked people being arrested for the NEET paper leak? Yes. Are students committing suicide even this year? Yes, we've had a 12th suicide reported yesterday. Right? And the reason why I'm saying this is consistently there are concerns being raised, and I think in the 11th year of this government being in place, it's about time that we find a permanent solution to NEET, and it's about time that the opposition also allows a debate in Parliament to find that permanent solution for over 1 million students who take this exam each and every year. Thank you for watching. Kapil Madan and Siddharth, thank you for joining us.